receivers were young last year, so chemistry looks great out here.
Does that, I mean, with that many receivers, running backs, does it create a numbers problem? Getting guys in, getting guys carries and reps?
No, it's pretty evenly shared. Everyone gets their good amount of reps. I think it's good. Gives the guys a little bit of rest, especially on days like this when it's real hot. During practice, to get mental reps on the sideline.
What can you take away do for you for having that many returnees?
Oh, it's
especially
great.
In a receiving corps.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it just gives me more choices. Instead of maybe going 1-2 and then looking to run, I can look around and feel like I got options everywhere.
What can you take away from last season?
I mean, really, gotta work on finishing the game. I mean, South Dakota State, we had the opportunity to go down the field and potentially win. Couldn't do that, so that's been one of our main focuses this year.
The experience you've had, though, being the full-time starter last year, you think that's something you can build on as you come into this season?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's helped me a lot, and I'm sure it's given my teammates more confidence in me, and also me more confidence in my teammates.
How much more comfortable are you in this offense this year as opposed to coming in last year?
I was pretty comfortable last year, but surprisingly, I'm way more comfortable this year. I feel like I understand the plays more. I understand if Coach Miguel's calling a certain play, what he thinks, what he wants me to do in certain situations.
So how frustrating was it in the losses last year? The offense really didn't put very many points on the board.
Yeah, that's been another focus of ours. I think we averaged like over 30 in the wins and around 7 in the losses. So consistency is something that we preach a lot, and I mean our defense was great last year, but offensively we've been stressing that every day.
We can talk about all the positions, but a lot of times, especially in your league, it comes down to how the quarterback plays.
Yeah.
The good teams tend to have the really standout quarterbacks. So how do you feel about that now as a junior? Do you want to be one of those guys?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's really the only way you can be a good team. You look in professional, college, any level, best teams have the best quarterback. So just manage the game, take care of the football, eliminate turnovers, and you have a great year.
What are some things in the offseason you did to get ready for this year?
I mean, we got a new strength coach, so we were working real hard in the weight room with Coach Trace. And honestly, just being on the same page with everything. Receivers know, if it's a certain coverage that they might get the ball. Just being on the same page is really one of the biggest things.
Zach, how much better can you get as a quarterback when you look at yourself?
I think the biggest thing for me is just being mentally in tune to everything. I mean, quarterback takes some physical ability, but it's a lot of mental things. A lot of things are predetermined before the ball's even snapped. So, I mean, film work definitely sky's the limit.
Villanova's had so many great quarterbacks. I mean, before you leave here, I think you'd like to go down as one of them, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, obviously I want to be one of the best, but I'm more into how the team does, Obviously it would be nice to be considered one of the best quarterbacks, but honestly I want to win championships, get some rings.
What's your feeling about the preseason ranking, size 10?
We try not to really look at that. I mean, we know what we have. We know that we have the potential to be a really good team. I mean, preseason rankings, it's nice, I guess, to be recognized, but we just focus on us and what the task at hand.
How much different is it having a new coach and some different things?
I mean, just because it's Coach Ferrante, he's always been around, it's not too much of a change. Still can sense some of the Coach Talley things in him, I guess, just being around him for so long.
The good things or the bad things?
Good. Good. But yeah, I mean, not much of a change. It was a very smooth transition.
How does it feel to be playing Temple this year on the schedule?
It's gonna be a fun game. Open up with Lehigh and then go play at the Link. Hopefully we can get a win in that one.
Ricky, what do you believe is going to be the strength of the defense this year?
We have a great linebacking core this year. We have a great secondary. I mean, overall, I think it's just going to come down to the fact that we play as a unit. Everybody's out there trying to cause mayhem, and just working as a team, I think, is our strength.
I noticed you're a lineman, and you didn't mention the lineman. You mentioned the linebacker core, and you mentioned the defensive backfield. What about the defensive line?
I think we're going to surprise some people, but it's our linebackers and our secondary that's been in the papers and been in the media overall. So I think we're going to be a little bit underestimated, hopefully up front, and we come out and show them what we can do.
And how confident are you that you can replace two of the big stars from last year, Calitro and Passano?
I think it's kind of a next man in philosophy here. Obviously, Tano is a freak of nature, and Calitro, was just a madman. Those are two big personalities that we're going to miss, both physically and just aura-wise. But our defense is what it is. We come out and we play 100% every single snap. So regardless of who's there, we're going to play as a team. We're going to get it done.
Okay, one final question. What's been the biggest difference for you as a senior between this year's practice, preseason practice under Coach Braun, and last year or the previous years under Coach Alley?
Honestly, not too much has changed. Maybe like the tempo of things has kind of picked up a little bit. There's music now during practice, so there's like some stuff that's different, but we've pretty much been the same. It was a really smooth transition. A lot of the same coaches stayed on. And Coach Ferrante has always been, a big presence during practices and stuff like that. So not too much has changed in my opinion, but I think overall, I think this camp has gone, for me personally, a lot better than other ones have in the past. So,
thank you very much.
I
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
First of all, Villanova University is starting to become linebacker.
It's definitely starting to build that way. I feel like Coach Crocker and Coach Trainer picking up over it is definitely doing a good job of coaching up the linebackers, putting us in position to win and make plays, and it'll be great. So I feel like hopefully it's going to come a lot back here.
I asked that in part because, as you know, Austin Calitro's playing with the 49ers, Don Cherry with the Eagles. Are you next?
I feel like, man, that's definitely the goal. I look up to them guys, I keep in touch with them very often. I just talk FaceTime Austin almost every other day. Just text him down. So, I try to learn from them and implement parts of their game in the mind. So hopefully I can carry over and I can play at the next level.
Okay. What do you feel is the strength of the defense for this year?
I feel like strength is in our maturity. A lot of guys have played, a lot of our defense has redshirted, so we've been playing freshman, sophomore, junior, now we're seniors. So I feel like that is going to pay dividends. We have a good secondary, we have a good linebacker core. Our nose guards have experience. So, our DNs are a young point, but they're coming along. They've played a lot their freshman and sophomore year, and now they're juniors. They're ready to step in that position after playing behind people like Tano.
That leads to the next question. How confident are you that you can replace Tano and Austin on the defense?
It's definitely hard to replace them, and I think so. Nearly impossible to fill that void. But we have supreme confidence in our guys, no matter who that is. We can 6 guys we can rotate in those positions and have supreme confidence in them playing and be able to do their job.
And is it difficult for you to play a team before you play tempo?
Whatever scheme is, whatever offense is, we kind of just got to buy in.
Is it a sort of a trap game in a way?
No, I don't think it's difficult. You always look to play, look forward to playing your single A game. But Coach Ferrante has done a good job, keeping us focused on Lehigh. Lehigh's a good team. Last year was a really close game between us two. I think they have a great offense. They have 2 great receivers, a good running back. They're very coached. Have rich tradition just like us. So I think we're pretty grounded. We're ready to focus on Lehigh. That's the game we're looking forward to right now.
Just get through like your rest of your day goes fast, but
yeah, a lot of people over the time that I've taken over for Coach, a lot of people have asked me how different is it, and in some aspects it's been different, in other aspects it hasn't been that different. But the 2 biggest differences that I've mentioned to people before have been, number 1, the day-to-day, Monday to Tuesday, Tuesday to Wednesday, whether we're practicing or whether it's the off-season, those days have gone a lot faster. The on-the-field practice for 2 hours has gone slower for me. I'm not with my linemen, and I coached the offensive line prior to now, so I'm not having a pre-practice meeting, which occupied some time. Never had enough time in the meeting to cover everything you want to cover, so that always went fast. On the field, when you're doing your individual drills and then carrying right into team drills, the practices always went a lot faster when I was actively coaching the offensive line. Now I'm bouncing around doing some special teams drills with some of the special team groups. I promised Sean Devine, our new offensive line coach, that I would leave him alone and let him coach the offensive line, and believe me, we may have upgraded in the offensive line coaching position, but it's been great, and it's been not that different in some ways, like I said, but those are the two biggest differences.
Somebody like Andy's here, so give confidence, but Villanova football is going to go on. And it just happens it's going to go on with somebody who's been here for a lot of time. But is that kind of like, we're still doing what we do. We still, we might do little things different, but it's still Villanova football.
There's going to be some subtle changes. I don't think there'll be a lot of noticeable differences early on. I'm not a new coach that came into a new program, so the uniforms haven't changed, where some coaches come in and they change the color of the helmets or change the design of the uniforms. So I haven't done any of that stuff. I mean, Coach Talley has built this thing from the ground up when he got here in '84, and he's done a great job with this program. So if the winning formula and the successful formula is in place, why would you want to change anything? And he and I, as you mentioned, have been together for a long time, so he's kind of taught me how to do things as far as the recruiting aspect of things, as far as running the program, and as far as everything he's developed into the culture of this program. So there's not going to be a lot of changes from that perspective. I'm not coach and he's not me, so personalities are different, so there will be some subtleties along the way, and as I grow with the position there may be more down the road, but I don't think it'll be very noticeable, at least not early on the surface.
Do you have to put some of those subtle things in because, especially for the returning players, it is a new voice. They're listening to a new voice. Is it important that they know that there is a distinction?
I'm going to answer that in a yes and no as well, because they've heard me before. I've spoke to the team before. Coaches put me in head coaching situations before in the years prior to now. So, Coach and I have handled banquets. I've been to media day. Coach has sent me to head coaches meetings in his absence at times for various reasons. So the team's heard me. I've spoken in front of the team to break down a practice or to start a practice or in a team meeting. So it's just that I'm doing it all now. So even for the returning players, they've heard that before. Now they're hearing it more frequently.
What are some things you can take away from last season?
Last season, taking away from last season, what we hope to build on is we have a real strong nucleus coming back on both sides of the ball. We're hoping to look for more consistency on offense. I don't know if we'll be able to repeat the nation-leading defense, but hopefully we can control the people up front with it by committee. We don't have the type of player in Tano Passanio that we had last year as an individual guy up front, but we're looking to build on what we did last year, build on consistency, and just take one game at a time.
How about playing Temple this year?
I'm excited to play Temple. I think that's a great FBS game for us to play. We'll probably have a really good crowd down there. I'm excited that it's not Labor Day weekend, so the people will get to the shore for that Labor Day weekend the week before we go down there. So I'm hoping that we can have a really nice crowd, both sides. I'm sure they'll have a lot of folks there, but I'm sure we'll have a good Villanova following as well.